Hello guys, and today it's gonna be an important video for all of you because I have this question every time in comment on Twitch and it's really hard to answer, but I will try to give you the best answer I can. I will explain you today how to do lineups, when to do lineups, and why doing lineups. So let's go. I think the first thing we need to start with is how to do lineups. Then in my opinion, it's really easy. Doing lineups, you have to go in custom, find some spot by yourself. But if you don't have your times to do lineup, what I can suggest you is going to my Discord where there is lineups for every side, every possibilities. There's like about 160 lineups for only snake bites, then there is smokes and everything. But if you don't have the time to go in custom and do your own lineups, then go on the Discord. This is the part how. Now let's talk about the part why. Why doing lineup? Then doing lineup, in my opinion, is to show your skill to your allies and get complimented every time, just chilling in a corner. No, I'm joking. No, lineups is not for that. Lineup is to secure rounds, in my opinion, secure rounds. What I mean by that is that, let's say you're in a 5v5 situation or 4v4 or 3v3. These situations are the best to go lineup, in my opinion. But before you say anything, let me make it clear. Like, let's say you're on bind, on ascent or whatever, on bind, ascent, every map. You're pushing side. Let's talk breeze, for example. You push A side, you put your wall, and you let your team pushing with your wall, okay? So you let them going because most of the time you will ask someone to plant for you, because if you go to the plant, you have like a high % risk to die, okay? So let's say your teammate is going to plant for you, then what you will do during that, you will stay behind, try to lurk or anything, but before that you will have to throw a smoke, a pre-smoke to the spot where there is the plant, okay? Because to do lineup for it to work, you will need your smoke on the plant and then do your mollies. What I mean by that is, let's say they took side, nobody died, 5v5, they got the plant, then here you will be useless. Trust. When you have 5v5 in that small spot, so the wall is cutting half the side, right? You'll have two people behind pyramids, maybe, one in the cubby and one in main, okay? You have people like that, but what's gonna happen if you will be there? You'll be with the people pyramids, you will be with the people in the cubby, and you will be completely useless because people pyramids will get shock darts, will get snake bites, will get push, stun, whatever. There will be so many things that you will not be able to do anything for them instead of walling, okay? So what is good about it? You put your wall and you will try to catch people off guard. So you going mid, you do your things, and you remember you had your smoke on the side. So what's important here, I will show you. Let's say we are in a game, okay? Let's say we are in a game. The round started, you put your wall like this, people is pushing, you're gonna go in front of this, you're gonna aim at the little triangle here, let's say at the top of it, with the left point above the, like this, the left point like this. You do a jump and a left click. You will see that the smoke is gonna land default plant, like this. Okay, this is where you usually plant. Then what you will do, your team pushed, you take mid control, people are lurking, you try to take one off guard or something, and then you chill. Because people could be lurking from B or whatever, you just chill. You have the control of the back, okay? So let's say they planted and now everyone is dying. What you need to do is go in this corner, watch here. The lineup is on the Discord, by the way. You just do a simple left click and the snake bite is gonna land default like this, okay? Once you did that, you know that you're far away from the side, right? It's gonna be complicated to go back. They will have a timing to defuse, etc. So what you do the first lineup and you come here. Then you do the second lineup. It's gonna land default again and they will never expect you to come from mid. That's a situation where you can do it on almost every map. Almost, because there's some map it's more complicated. But that's the point. That's one of the points. You stay in the back, you let your team push, you let them take control of it, You can help if you want, but the best thing is you take behind, you have a pre-smoke, then you do your things. That's a good part to do with Viper. What if you want to push with your team? Then you can. You can push with your team, but there's a high percent of risk that you will die with them. But that's all good. If you did your job, planting or like clear corners with your snake bites, then you just don't go for lineups. There's that kind of situation. If you really want to go for lineups, you do what I told you. But I don't suggest you to go for lineups every time. It's not a good idea at all. It's not really a good idea. The best thing is to push with your team, use the snake bite to like clear corners. Let's say if you push here with your team on site, let me show you. Let's say you put your wall, and what you can do is clear that right corner. You know that there's someone always playing behind pyramid, so you can do a snake bites like this that hits behind pyramid, so it's gonna be hard for him to peek you. There's that kind of push you can do. It all depends on the situation, how the enemy teams play. There's a lot of things you need to take in consideration. That's one of the big parts of lineups and when to do it, okay? Then there is other parts. The next parts I want to talk about it is like you go on the side with your teams, let's say you're on bind, okay? You put your wall to go A side, then you have to take control of it. People have to take control of lamp, like 2 guys going to lamp to take control of it. And what you will do is going with them, you don't use your snake bites, even though I prefer using it. But let's say you didn't use your snake bite because your team needed, your team took control of it, like you didn't have to do anything for them instead of smoking. And then what you can do when you see that your team took control of it, you can go back and do lineups. But you need to be careful. If it's a 1v2, 1v3, I suggest you to not go for lineup, because if you're in 1v2 or 1v3 situation, like your whole team died, it's best you stay on side, because they could take a timing. You don't know when to throw your lineup. At the beginning, it's really hard to understand when to throw it. They will start diffusing, then you will throw your lineup, but it's gonna be too late because they will have the time to take the wall diffuse. So actually, I suggest you to not go in a lineup situation in 1v2 when you're alone, especially when you're alone. Then a second thing is gonna be about your feeling, how you feel. If you feel you can go for it, but this part of it is gonna come with time. So the more you're gonna play Viper, the more you're gonna know if you can go for lineup or not. Then a little trick I like to use every time is let's say you played lineups 1 or 2 rounds in a row, or even 1 time is enough, and your team is dying, and the enemy team will think you went again for lineup, okay? So what you will do is fake lineup. I have a lot of clips by doing it. It works a lot. For the people who follows me will understand what I'm saying right now. Let's say you let your smoke on site on the spike. Your team is dying. You activate up the smoke. You have to be sure that the enemy didn't see you. Then what the enemy team will do, they see the smoke is up, you're the only guy alive, they will automatically think that you are doing a lineup, right? So what you will do is stay in your smoke, and the enemy team will go run to the spot where they think you are doing lineup. They will, and the other guy will try to get in the smoke, and he will get killed because you are standing in it, okay? You kill him, then you go back to another safe spot, you let the others come back, you snake bite the smoke, and you have the perfect clutch ever. Yeah, it's the best feeling, trust. It's one of the things you can do, okay?
Last player standing.
160 on stage.
I know exactly where.
Poison's off. One enemy remaining.
Okay.
The other thing is, when you're doing lineups, you really need to be careful about flank. Let's say you're chilling on A side, the default spot for A side, you probably know it. It's behind the green box. You are doing lineups there, but what if someone is looking from behind, you didn't hear him, there's no trap, then you're dead. You need to be careful of that. And also, what I suggest you is when you did a lineup and they killed you doing your lineup, so they know where you are doing it, is to do a lineup from another spot. because the next time you will do lineup, they will go again and know where exactly you are. So if you play from another spot, they will never know, they will lose time to defuse the spike. That it's gonna be amazing. You need to know a different spot. And again, if you want to know a different spot, there is everything on my Discord. And the other time is when you are in superiority. So like you are 3 or 5, like 5v2, 5v3, 4v2, those things, you can go for lineups easily because your team is in superiority on side. They have like the best control of it. There's only 2 people coming for them. Then the best thing you can do is going for lineup and to secure the rounds. That's, in my opinion, the best thing you can do here. Finally, I know it was a bit messy and the way I explained it, but I will put a resume with all the points I had said and I'm saying. Everything is also, the resume is also on the Discord if you want to have it all the time for you. Just a last thing I am telling you, I make this video not for you to go only for lineups, okay? I'm doing this video because a lot of you are only going for lineup and it's not a good thing. You need to understand that going with your team is the most of the time the most important. Most of the time it's the most important that you push with your team, you help them going on side, you clear corners. That's, for me, one of the most important thing. But there is sometimes when your team is doing good, when your team is having a good gameplay and a good team play, then you can go for lineups. And the second thing, the best way for you to go for lineup without pushing with the team is to have a second controller. Having a second controller, you can actually chill because the second controller will smoke for your team and will help them take control of it with the smoke. What you do is you do your own things, you lurk, you play lineup, you wall for them with the smokes. It can help holding the side after the smoke of your second controller faded. Anyway, it's, in my opinion, having a second controller, depends the map, is really good. But remember, doing lineups every round is not a good idea. You need to learn, you need to understand when and have the feeling. But it's gonna come with time and I'm sure you understand it. I hope it helped. I hope this video helped, that I helped you understand when to and when not to go for lineup. And if you have any question again, you can go on the Discord, ask me what you need. If you didn't understand a certain point, you can ask me, I will answer it. You just ping me. Or you ask me here under the comment section. I'll reply to every comment under all my videos, so if you have any question you can ask me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, it really helps me a lot. It's free, by the way. So yeah, thank you guys, and I see you Monday for a gameplay video. Bye bye.